You should be proud of the fact that you made it. You made it. And do not take this seat that you have for granted.
It was really exciting for me, the first day you had students in class, to sit in both of your classrooms and just watch the way you work.
My name is Mr. Barbier. It's spelled B-A-R-B-I-E-R.
And there were certain things that really crossed over in your styles, and then other ways that you were completely different.
So my name is Miss Wilson. This is Urban Health class, day one.
I wanted to have a conversation about what are the things that you do to set up your kind of classroom culture, your classroom norms on those first days.
So I think what Kai's getting at is that maybe it's not as orderly or as strict or as structured as it is here.
Things that I saw that both of you did, made an effort to do, calling students by their names.
Yes.
Right away.
Tell me your name is. Natasha.
You both had an organized syllabus to hand out.
What's the purpose of the syllabus? What is a syllabus?
Kind of like a guideline.
Exactly, a guideline. That's a good word.
You're going to catch on really quick, ladies and gentlemen. I give a test at the end of every week.
You had expectations for the first day of class, where they were already active in class.
My name is Jennifer and college number genetics.
Something else that you guys had in common, though, was this kind of like getting the students to talk right away, kind of a question and answer thing, even when they were kind of low risk kind of questions.
It has to be whole, but it has to be either what or what.
Positive or negative?
Beautiful.
Things that were really different are your whole classroom setup, Miss Wilson, is very different from Mr. Barbier's. Mr. Barbier actually has the kind of more old-fashioned rows set up, and Miss Wilson has the kind of U-shaped tables. And I thought that was interesting because there's a lot of pushback on the row thing, which actually works very well for you.
You should be copying this now.
I know just from experience of working with you all these years that you both create a very strong classroom culture. The students really respect you and respect the classroom space. But you have these kind of really different styles in some ways. I guess I wanted to get your take on how that is and why you make the certain decisions that you make and the way you first approach them.
Considering the fact that I teach students with very weak math skills, it's important to establish with them this feeling of community and oneness, that, you know, we're all here for the same reason.
Week 3, division.
Because they discover very quickly, obviously, once they look at the syllabus, that it's a course in which they will build their basic math skills. So of course the first thought that comes to their mind is, wow, you know, I'm back at elementary school, you know, I'm learning, you know, how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide all over again, or I was taught this already.
I want you to be very, very honest with yourself, because you're in the right place. You should feel comfortable being here.
It was really clear to me that part of the goal here was to make them feel comfortable. I mean, math is such a terrifying subject for so many kids, and there's so much anxiety around it.
How many people here, maybe to some degree, would say that they have maybe a little bit of math phobia inside of them? Okay.
One of the first things you do is ask the kids to raise their hand if they have had struggles with math, you know, which is one of those basic things of, like, you know, a way of eliciting a response, but also for them to get a visual on, like, oh, I'm not the only one in here that doesn't get this stuff.
Math anxiety is real. It's a very real thing, you know, and it takes time.
And you're going to realize day by day, your confidence is going to increase, your knowledge is going to increase, and your skill level is going to increase.
I'm asking them, one, to get over their own people, and you're making them aware of the fact that you don't know how to divide or you don't know how to multiply. So you have to first let that go, and let go of the embarrassment that they feel of not knowing this at the age of 16, 17, or 18.
Now, some of you
Now finish up your function table, and once you finish that up, Melvin, I'd love for you to help Simone tell.
I mean, that doesn't tend to happen in your classroom, so I just wondered if you could address that.
Side conversations do happen once in a while, and that's why it's very important to be an active, very active listener. So I have a very trained ear, and of course, if I hear, you know, talk